ESPN.
The following is a special presentation of ABC Sports.
ABC Sports presents live in its 30th season, the Professional Bowlers Tour. Today, from Edmond, Oklahoma, it's the $200,000 Choice Hotels Summer Classic. In our first game, you'll see five-time champion Tom Kreitz from Tampa, Florida, looking for his first win in 2 years. His opponent also a five-time PBA champ and a Firestone winner, Dave Ferraro of Kingston, New York. That winner will face the third-seeded player from Milton, Pennsylvania, seeking his first title, Andrew Neuer. In the semifinal game is the hottest player on tour, making his fourth consecutive telecast, Norm Duke of Albuquerque. And our tournament leader is making his first appearance ever among the finalists, Steve Jaros from Bolingbrook, Illinois. And that's our outstanding field of finalists for this afternoon's Professional Bowlers Tour telecast.
Down the plain, and the wave and the wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain.
The Professional Bowlers Tour has returned to Oklahoma. Yes, and it is a beautiful state. So is its Capitol building. Hello again, I'm Chris Schenkel. Oklahoma is proud of its many rich traditions, steeped in the heritage of cowboys and Indians, vast cattle and horse ranches, and of course, black gold, oil. This Capitol building is unique because it's surrounded by working oil wells. Oil discovered by the Choctaw Indians in 1850. The first commercial well was not drilled until 1897, and since, books have been written. Well, we've come to Edmond, Oklahoma for the finals of the Choice Hotels Summer Classic. This is our 24th and final telecast for 1991. During the 23 previous telecasts, we've had 16 different winners, and the best bowlers in the world have bowled for over $5 million in prize money. We're ready now for the finals at Boulevard Bowl, so let's go to my colleague, Nelson Burton Jr. Caller.
Thank you, Chris Schenkel. And not far from the Capitol is Edmond, Oklahoma, a beautiful suburb. We're here for the 6th year with the PBA Tour, Richard Altman's Boulevard Bowl. One of the favorite spots of all the players. There's been capacity crowds all week long, and it's been a long week for the players. The players started on Sunday. We had a 56-game format, so it was a grueling, long week for all the players. $200,000 Choice Hotel International has put up this week, and the guy in the number 2 position is the hottest player in all of professional bowling, Norm Duke. And Norm, I've known you for 10 years, and up until this year, you were just basically a journeyman player out here, and now you're numero uno on the tour. What's been the difference?
Well, Bo, I have to say that for years I've been extremely one-dimensional with my release. And nowadays, you have to juice it up. That ball has to sing a lot of different tunes. If you can't alter your release, then you're history.
All right, Norm, good luck today in today's championship round. Let's take a look at how the players are playing the championship pair. First place, the players are playing somewhat of an inside line. And Chris, they a lot of prize money available, pal.
A lot of money at stake here, and there's a lot of competition in Havana, Cuba. Let's go to Brent Musburger, who's there now. Brent?
Chris, thank you very much. A dramatic turnaround of the basketball. Cuba on a run has closed to within 4. Let's quickly go to Ron Thulin. Ron?
We are back at the Sports City Coliseum. The USA was sitting on a comfortable 14-point lead. Gene Katie's team decided to slow it down. Cuba answered with a 16-4 run to cut it to 2. But it is now a 4-point game. Jim, unbelievable is the word.
Cuba has just dominated the boards. They're just doing just this with confidence, taking and going after it. The United States hanging on. And now we'll see Jimmy Jackson as the go-to guy.
And there's a steal by Cuba. The shot by Hebert. Counted. It's a 2-point ball game. The wheels came off. Can the USA hang on? And there is the foul. Just 2 seconds left in the game.
Cuba needed to foul immediately as soon as the ball came back in. The United States has been struggling. We see, again, a pass. Good anticipation by Cuba. But what they needed to do, right, they needed to foul this last time in possession, and now it's right here, 2 seconds, and the United States has the free throws. Terry Dare hasn't played that much today. But again, we go back to what we talked about earlier, Ron. The decision to just hang on to the ball and try not to lose once again causes problems with international play especially.
First trip at the line for De Gea. It is a 3-point game. 20 years ago, the United States lost to Cuba in the opening game of Pan Am competition. Cuba said they just wanted to play well. They have done much more than that. De Gea could show it up for the United States. That may be it. 2 seconds left. Time is out, and the USA, despite having a 14-point lead, hang on to defeat Cuba in Game 1, the final. USA 92, Cuba 88. Now let's go back to our broadcast center with Brent Musburger.
All right, Ron, thank you very much. And the storyline, Jim Valvano touched on it, is the way the United States continues to struggle now in international play. When you left, they were up by 10. They had a 14-point lead. Cuba closed back to within 2, but the United States wins it 92-88. Let's send you back now to the mainland. Time to rejoin Chris Schenkel on the Pro Bowlers Tour. Chris?
Thanks, Brendan. Welcome to Boulevard Bowl here in Edmond, Oklahoma. The first match has just gotten underway. Congratulations to Gene Cady of good old Purdue and the U.S. team for that victory. And Dave Ferraro is going against Tom Kreitz, at whom you're looking now. Tom opened this first game with a strike. And then in the first frame for Dave Ferraro, Kingston, New York, he left the 10-pin marked with a spare. Left lane bow, second.
Ferraro sharp Firestone Tournament champions. Chris is just setting up the championship pair. It's been a really low-scoring competitive tournament. The players like it. It's been 56 games over a 7-day period. Both these players are playing what we call in the track area, somewhere between the second and third arrows. Players will be playing a shot down there. We have one left-hander in the field. He'll be playing swinging out to the edge, and that's about the shot we can look for all the players today. Now, Kreitz up in the second frame.
Kreitz has always been a smooth professional, having won the 1986 PBA National Championship. That was his first title, by the way, with shots like this.
Kreitz, a very deliberate player, 4-step delivery, tall player, high backswing, rolls that wrist underneath the ball. You see how far left he's sliding on the lane, the high follow-through. And if you see him going straight through the shot like that, you know he's on the beam. When he starts what we call fanning the ball or following through to the right, that's when he has trouble. Off the 2 strikes in a row, third frame.
Qualified fifth. Edging out Gary Dickinson of Edmond by a pin. What balance? If our gymnasts will have that balance, they will win in Havana.
3 pounds, 8-ounce pins put in by Richard Altman, the popular proprietor here at Boulevard Bowl. And it's important to fill the frames in this type of championship. The players, our tournament leader, has averaged right around 220, and that's probably the lowest tournament leader we've had all summer, but great prize money, $38,000 for the winner.
Tom Kreitz, it's his 13th television appearance, 5 PBA championships, his first for 1991. As you see, $38,000 will go to the winner, 22nd, 11, 8, and 6,500. Plus, the winner will get a week's all-paid vacation at the Clarion Plaza, Orlando, Florida. Dave disgusted not getting the 5-pin on the right lane.
You see the style of Dave Ferraro, the 1990 Firestone champion, 5-step delivery, very accurate type delivery. Shoulder high backswing. He's a little bit upright at the foul line, but he's only 5 feet 7 inches tall, and he depends on speed control, loft control by lofting the ball more over the foul line and adjusting a little bit on the lane to control the pocket.
It's been a year of futility for Dave Ferraro. Hasn't won since the Firestone Tournament of Champions, but he's had 4ths, 5ths, 3rds, 5ths again this year. 6th telecast here in 1991, Bo. He's been a well-known name on our 5 telecasts, now the 6th coming in.
Agreed, Chris, and it's really a mystery when a player goes into a slump like that. It's similar to a baseball team, a great team going into a slump. Ferraro's a proven winner, and he'll snap out of it. Let's see if it happens today.
No, another 10-pin. He is just one of those great competitors that strives for excellence, and if perfection isn't there, is known to get down on himself. All right, he continues to mark. We're at Boulevard Bowl, Edmond, Oklahoma. There are many four-legged critters in the state. Cattle, of course, and horses, but how about this white tiger? Look at that, at the zoo in Oklahoma City.
You're looking good, you want Bud Light. The clean, fresh taste won't fill you up and never let you down.
Well, you can taste it, you can feel it, you know you got it right. Everything else is just, just keep your Bud Light Bud Light.
Everyone calls me father. And I love a kid's cereal.
Brave adults wrestle with the notion that Kellogg's Frosted Flakes is just for kids.
I work with tigers. I never thought I'd love one.
That delectable frosting, that incredible crunch. No wonder adults never outgrow the taste.
Oh, I'm guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
It's no crime. Frosted Flakes have the taste adults have grown to love. They're great.
In my considered opinion, it's okay to enjoy mowing one's lawn. Oh, for heaven's sake. In fact, my snapper significantly enhances my sense of well-being. Of course, my snapper dealer was kind enough to offer a 14-day money-back test drive. The good man really stands behind his machines. So if you're looking for emotional satisfaction, my advice to you is seek professional help. That's right. See your snapper dealer. Anything less just won't cut it.
Here at Boulevard Bowl, Tom Kreitz, while we were away, marked with a spare in the 4th frame. He had a spare up going into the 4th. Then in the 5th, after re-rack, he has left the 3-pin, which he will try to cover now on the left lane. Close match. He leads by 8. So his opponent, Dave Ferraro, is up quickly. Dave has 1 strike and 4 frames, Bo.
Dave Ferraro, a steady player. He bowls good on all lane conditions, and right now trails by 8 and takes a little extra time. Both the players playing between the 2nd and 3rd arrows. The oil condition or lane condition here at Boulevard Bowl is equal oil across the lane. So he has 25 seconds with which to get this shot off, or it will be a $100 fine. He's closing in on it, but he gets it away.
And Bo, 1 second remaining on that clock.
You kind of wonder if he rushed his shot or not as he cuts right through the middle, the 4, 6, 7. And right now, if he doesn't make that, he'll trail in this match by 22 pins. The best thing he can do is just kind of try to bounce the 4-pin out and knock out the 6.
Okay, as Dave moves to the left side, let's get an answer to the question of, with 5 titles to his name, does he have a strategy to win this one today? Here's Dave.
Well, I can't really worry about the match, the championship match. I got to take one match at a time, and hopefully if I get by the first match, I'll build up a little steam and hopefully win all 4.
Likable 32-year-old, he and his wife Gloria. 1 child, John David. Finally, he's saying, I'm sure.
Tommy Kreitz rubbing off that shoe, getting everything prepared. He's a very deliberate player. And Chris, when he wins his first game, he is apt to go ahead and win the tournament. 5 out of 6 times that he has won the first match, he's gone ahead to win the tournament. So this is a critical game for Kreitz.
Well, within the time limit, probably about 7 seconds to spare. Earlier, we asked Tom Kreitz his secret to making the telecast here at Boulevard 3 times in the 6 tournaments.
I'm not really sure there's any great secret. It seems like I bowl with a lot of confidence here. Generally, up until this tournament, the shot ends up being second arrow or left, and I like to play inside, but I had to play outside a lot this week, so that blows that theory. But I think it has a lot to do with confidence in my ability to get relaxed because I have some confidence.
29 years old. Oh, and that double increases his lead to 32 pins. All right, a look at an enduring tribute to the Native Americans of this great state at the state capitol grounds. A sculpture, 15-foot bronze by sculptor Alan Hauser, titled As Long as the Waters Flow. Alan's dad was a prisoner with Geronimo at Fort Sill way back when.
I like what shampoo and conditioner do for my hair, but I love what Pert Plus does for me. Pert Plus is a unique shampoo and conditioner in one, so my hair turns out just the way I like it. Clean, conditioned, looking great, but without the bother of 2 bottles. Imagine, hair I like without the fuss. That's what Pert Plus does for me. If only everything in my life was so simple.
Wash and go with Pert Plus. Also in dandruff control.
I smoke, but where I work, it's not allowed. No problem. I've got Wrigley Spearmint Gum. That cool, clean taste always works for me. When I can't smoke, I enjoy pure chewing satisfaction.
No better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Speed Stick. It's what more men reach for, to prepare, to prevent, to protect. Speed Stick.
No better way to face the day. Find it.
Every 4 years, the world comes together for a celebration of hope, courage, and joy. The International Special Olympics, next on ABC Sports.
Okay, while we were away, in the 7th frame, Ferraro left 2-4-5-8 marked with a spare. Then in the next frame, the 8th, with a strike trailing by 32, and now his opponent, the leader, Tom Kreitz, is back up. He has a double working 8th frame. This is our first match. Choice Hotels Summer Classic. 3-bagger, increasing the lead now to 42 pins. Here's Bo.
Thank you, Chris. Andy Nyer. Andy, the only left-hander in the top 24, and obviously the only one in the top 5 today. Any advantage with that fresh side?
No, I don't think there's no advantage. I still got to go out and make good shots, and the lanes this week haven't been real easy on either side. Hopefully I can make good shots, and we'll see what happens.
If he can fill the frames, he'll be tough, Chris. Back to you.
Well, he looks relaxed, Andy Nyer. Tom Kreitz may be his opponent. Foundation 9th, leaving the 10-pin. Standing room only crowd here at Boulevard Bowl on a very hot day in Oklahoma.
Kreitz sends the ball wide. He's playing in that track area, but the 6-pin, the second pin on the right-hand part of your screen, doesn't quite have enough power to knock out the 10. An easy spare for Kreitz. He has the match in control with a 41-pin lead.
Okay. For good luck wearing the red of the University of Oklahoma shirt. From a bowling family, Dave Ferraro. Oh, now a double, closing the gap to 31, Bo.
Well, that was a must shot for Dave Ferraro in the 9th frame, a double. He has a potential 215. Kreitz going at a 226 pace, so the job ahead of Ferraro in order to break this 0-8 losing streak he's been on for the last 2 years is throw a strike in the 10th, the second ball on the 10th a strike, and hopefully something bad will happen to Kreitz. So Ferraro needs this one to have any chance.
Sure, his dad, Jack, who's proprietor of 2 bowling establishments, likes the way he cranked that baby.
David's such an excellent all-around player, it's almost unbelievable that he could be in a 0-8 streak in the championship round, but that can change right now. He gives himself a chance if he can throw a strike right here. Second ball in the 10th frame, he'd be in the 2 teens, force Tom Kreitz to mark.
Oh, and I remember with pleasure his best year in 1988. On TV 6 times, he won 2, both in Ohio. Over 150,000 earned. Last year wasn't that bad, 111,000. Now the dinner pail is empty.
You are right. Dave Ferraro continues to bowl well. Tommy Kreitz, though, is going to be the victor in the first game. He's going against the only left-hander in the field, Andy Nyer. Ferraro kind of looking to the side, dejected. He'll have a 201 if he makes the spare. Kreitz just has to keep it in the building. Needs 5 pins on 2 balls.
We saw Del Ballard a little earlier here, though. He finished, made some money here this week.
Excellent finish for Ballard, who's had a great year. The prize fund was so good. At Ballard finished 22nd, picking up $1,800. It's a winner right there.
And no time in doubt. So we'll have that final score as the Professional Bowlers Tour will return after these messages and a word from our ABC station.
Get ready for the biggest season ever on ABC's Monday Night Football.
It's more than 30 years old, but to you it's better than anything they're turning out today. Son of a Gun Protectant from STP is one of the good things you do for it. Son of a Gun not only brings out luster and shine and rubber vinyl and plastic, it cleans and protects. We know how you feel about your car, so we want you to go on feeling that way. Son of a Gun Protectant, one of the good things you do for your car.
So I'm standing in the checkout line, and this really attractive woman sees I have Kellogg's Bran Flakes. And she says,
Buying that for your father?
come on, they taste terrific. That's why I eat Kellogg's Bran Flakes. It's a nutty, toasted wheat taste, and they're Kellogg's. So I turned to this woman. I looked her straight in the eye, and I said, yeah, they're for Dad. K-E-double-L-O double good. Kellogg's Bran Flakes. Toasted taste to you.
Sunday.
Name is Bond. James Bond.
Roger Moore in A View to a Kill, Sunday.
Guys, doesn't get any better than this.
Bob Pullum was wrong, because when a crate of lobsters fell from the sky, it got somewhat better. And when the Swedish bikini team dropped by, it got a little better. And when an old Milwaukee truck showed up, it most certainly got better. Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It just doesn't get any better than this.
Bowling in the USA. Bowling in the USA.
WHTM TV 27, Harrisburg.
The Pro Bowlers Tour, brought to you by Choice Hotels International and by Kellogg's, the best to you each morning.
We're back again at the Boulevard Bowl in Edmond, Oklahoma. Very close to Oklahoma City, the capital. Tom Kreitz won the first match 221 to 201. Another heartbreak for Dave Ferraro. But now Kreitz goes against Andy Nyer of Milton, Pennsylvania. Well, he has yet to win. Andy, as they shake hands now, and at least formally wish each other well.
Andy, being the higher finisher in the 56-game format over 6 days, gets to choose which lane he wants to start on. He picks to start on 28 here at Boulevard Bowl, finish the match on 27. Hence, Kreitz will start.
And the greeting for the winner of the first match is a 7-10.
Just a pinch high for Kreitz. As you see him playing that deep inside line, the ball cuts right through the center. He could have gotten a much better break by having, say, the 6 pin stand up, the second pin on the right-hand part of your screen, and would have had a chance. But now it's just throw hard and hope.
Throw hard he did. So it's an open frame for the first game winner, 221 to 201, Tom Kreitz. Now, let's get to know the 25-year-old southpaw, the only one in the final five today, Andy Nyer. As we said, looking for that first win. He'll get it. Just didn't come up, though.
Well, the lanes are very slick, Chris, and they're what all the players have said is you see Andy Nyer, a little four-step delivery, shuttle step on the half one, so you can call it 4.5. He's got a good swing. His ball's in good position, inside out, playing the extreme outside line, but once again, you see very little break on the ball. The players have said these are the slickest or oiliest lanes they've bowled on all year long. Very demanding.
Andy went home for 5 weeks to work on his game, and it certainly has paid off. Because here he is, third seeded in our final five, and his best finish coming into this year was a 6th at Riverside.
What a lot of the players have done to get the ball to break or work a little bit on these oily lanes, number one, they're all using polyurethane bowling balls, and number two, they're sanding the track. Now, that's legal to do before you begin competition, so Nyer was over there working the track on his ball, roughing it up, hoping it'll hook a little bit more. Kreitz can no longer do it once competition starts. And carrying on with that, Chris, as you see Nyer with the 3-5-9, a very difficult split. A player at home during league can change his ball or alter the surface before league play begins. Once it starts, you cannot change. You can change balls, but not the surface.
Your tip this week talks about the oddities of bowling's rules.
Well, we do have some rules. That's one of them we hear here today.
Nice shot by Andy Nyer. Well done. To be married August 31st. Now, Tom Kreitz. After a 221 in his victory, an open frame if you just joined us in the first, can he bounce back starting here in the second? Looking where he stopped before the foul line.
Uncharacteristic of Tommy Kreitz, as you see him go high, he leaves the 3-6. The ball goes through the middle. Looks like he has a potential another split, breaks down the left side. Up with a spare ball with a higher surface friction, less hook, slided ball right into the 3-6.
And then chops. What a tough break. Now we have 2 open frames for the winner of the first match. Coming up, Wide World of Sports. Today we'll bring you the inspiration and triumph of International Special Olympics. Plus, here on ABC, Harness Racing's main event, the Hambletonian, and more, of course, from the Pan Am Games. That'll follow us right here, ABC Sports.
Kreitz uncharacteristically in trouble. 2 open frames in the first 2 frames. You know what kind of happens to a player like this who's well practiced? He won the first game. He's a stroker type player. He went over on the practice pair. He can no longer bowl on the championship pair. Went over the practice pair and threw a couple of balls, Chris. He kind of got a different feel or a different line for the lane. Then he comes back on the championship pair, 27-28. He seems to have lost it. So I don't know how good it is to practice on the side after you've won a game.
Good point. As Andy Nyer, who leads by 19, is up. Opened with 2 spares, now shooting in the 3rd frame. 5'9", 165 pounds. Will marry Mary Angelo Young, August 31st. We asked Andy earlier what changes that he had made to be successful this week. Be interesting to hear his answer.
Well, I bowled well a couple years ago, and I've been struggling the last couple years. Bowled a couple weeks in the fall, bowled bad. After Portland, I stayed with the Anthonys, Earl and Susie, and he just helped me get my legs back under me and get a better position in the foul line to get the ball down the lane.
Well, basically, Andy had his shoulders over his knees, and you got to keep balance, keep that center of gravity. That's what Earl Anthony taught him, and it's worked well.
Little 5'9" now for the left-hander.
The ball comes in very light. He almost has the 3-5-6-9. The head pin does the work. Goes to the right sideboard, twists in there behind, takes the 6. The 6 falls into the 3, leaves him a very simple spare, the 5-9. With this conversion, he would lead Tommy Kreitz by 21 through 4.
right. This area has many museums. One of our favorites is the Cowboy Hall of Fame. Always great to see out in the front yard the huge replica of Fredericks Remington coming through the ride. That's action, isn't it? We'll be back with more.
Reserve a room at any Choice Hotel like Quality, Comfort, Clarion, and Sleep, and get this fabulous coupon book absolutely free. You'll save at places like Alamo Rent-A-Car, Red Lobster, and theme parks, a value of over $1,000.
Yeah!
So call for your coupon book today.
Bye-bye.
Vanna White not included. Oh. Call 1-800-4CHOICE to reserve your room and free coupon book. Supplies are limited.
No better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Speed Stick. It's what more men reach for, to prepare, to prevent, to protect. Speed Stick.
No better way to face the day. Find it.
When you've got a tough case of athlete's foot, the itching, the cracking, the burning, you want a medicine that acts tough. Tough-Actin Tenactin. Clinically proven Tenactin cures even the tough cases of athlete's foot fungus. Get Tough-Actin Tenactin.
One of the greatest names in racing, A.J. Foyt, joins Kart's Best at the site of the fastest 500 ever, the Michigan 500, live tomorrow on ABC Sports.
I'll join the viewing audience for that event tomorrow. You bet. Hope you're with us now here in Edmond, Oklahoma. Tom Kreitz won the first game over Dave Ferraro, 221 to 201. Here he opened twice, spare in the third frame, now shooting the fourth, trailing the 19. More like it. Okay, Bo.
Thank you, Chris. The man in the number 2 position, Norm Duke, number 1 player on the tour this year, but this could be the key match of your life in a way, because this could give you a chance to become player of the year. Have you thought about that?
All the time, Bo. I couldn't sleep last night because of the thought of it, and I think that's going to make me better. I really, I'm focused on it, and that's my goal. If I don't win today, then I'm going to win some other time. I've got to have it.
Key match for him to be bowler of the year. A lot of money at stake, Chris. We'll see him in the semifinal. Back to you.
And for Tom Kreitz, can cut it to 9. Okay, the match is on. Our second. This is our 24th and final Professional Bowler Tour telecast of 1991. Can you imagine? We'll be back next year, January 11th, out west. And oh boy, won't that be neat when we can celebrate our 30th anniversary.
Kreitz ripping the rack. Now, quickly up, Andy Nyer, 5th frame.
All right, Andy. Won't let Kreitz get away. You can bet on it.
Key pin in this rack is the 3rd pin from the right-hand part of your screen, the 3 pin. It will go to the sideboard and get caught between the 6 and 10s. There it comes. Trips out the 6 pin, sets him up for a strike. He leads by 9, can extend that lead to 19 if he can double here in the 6th.
Nearly in the channel.
Well, we said it's a very demanding condition, and when we say that, you need a combination of power and accuracy. Obviously, Andy, with a little extra on that ball, wanting the double, throws it wide, leaves a very unusual spare. The 1, 3, 9, 10 needs to get the ball to the right-hand part of the head pin, let the ball take out the 1, 3, and drift into the 10. The 3 will take out the 9. Tough shot. Wrong side, Chris. He didn't play that properly.
No.
Well, he's gambling that the 3 pin will drive straight back of the 9. This is not the way to do it. You need to get on the other side of the head pin and drive the 3 back of the 9. He has opened the door for Kreitz, so when Andy Nyer could extend his lead to 19, he now falls behind by 3. What a great break for Tom Kreitz.
Remember, he opened in the first 2 frames. Stick-to-itiveness. Now the Tampa, Florida right-hander has his work cut out for him, Bo.
4, 7, 9, 10. Nobody wants this. What he needs to do is really get the ball over in the left side. As you see the ball cutting through the middle. The 6 pin is a late faller out of this rack. But he can make this by sliding the 4 into the 9-10. Get the ball over here, slide that 4 pin into the 9-10. It's makeable, and he needs this shot to stay in the lead.
open frame for Tom Kreitz. Cutting a little bit too fine to the left. Money won thus far this year. You see David Ozio with $166,000. Monticelli finished high. And Pete Weber on suspension. Norm Duke, whom you'll see next, 116, can go into second with a victory here today, and then Mazza. Norm Duke is the average leader, 219. Best ever was an average by Mark Roth, 221.
And Norm Duke is conscious of that. Now, Kreitz, let's see if he can recover. Trails by 17, 7th frame.
Now, leaving the 2. Imagine how quickly things change. Here, was leading by 3 and now trails.
Well, he slides by the head pin. He's been going high, makes a little adjustment, throws the ball a little higher, and almost leaves the 3-10 or 2-10 split. The 10 pin goes down. An easy spare for Kreitz here in the 7th frame, but both players struggling. Nyer going at a 185 pace. Right now, Kreitz at a 168 pace. But match game competition, a lot of money at stake.
All right, we're in the lovely state of Oklahoma, home of my 2 favorite Yankees, Mickey Mantle and Allie Reynolds. We'll be back.
Fat-free cereal. Truly, I can't imagine just how yummy that will be. Come on, can't we just have a little fun at breakfast? You know, have something with a little flavor to it? Yeah, something like this. Delicious. I like these.
Kellogg's cornflakes have always been fat-free.
Fat-free? Kellogg's cornflakes? Well, don't tell everyone. You'll just ruin it for them.
A good reason to taste them again for the first time.
When you play the game, you're looking good. That's the Bud Light way, yes, understood.
When you're looking good, you want Bud Light. The clean, fresh taste won't fill you up and never lets you down.
You can taste it, you can feel it. You know you got it right. Everything else is just just keep your Bud Light shining. You got the shine on.
Every 4 years, the world comes together for a celebration of hope, courage, and joy. The International Special Olympics, next on ABC Sports.
Andy Nyer has increased the lead to 27 with a double. Here's Tom Kreitz. High and...
Well, Tom Kreitz has completely lost the pocket. Right now, as you see the ball going through the middle, he leaves the 3-9-10 split. It's makeable, and he has to make it in this situation. He needs to get the ball over in this area to the right of the 3-pin and drive the pins back into the 10. Must shot. He cannot win the match if he doesn't make this split. Took a bad angle, Chris. He needed to go down the right-hand channel to have that ball cut through the 3, carry out the 9. And what he does is gets the ball right here, but the ball deflects in the 10. He needs the ball to go right into the 9. So if he had shot it down the right-hand side, the ball would have taken out the 9. Right now, Kreitz in a world of trouble. The best he can shoot is 174. Nyer going at a 195 pace. A miracle only could save Kreitz.
The 1985 Rookie of the Year. Third television here at Boulevard Bowl for Tom, 3rd in the 88 Hammer, and 5th in the 89 U.S. Open. But today, 1 victory over Ferraro, 221 to 201.
The full grip, shiny ball across lane, hopefully the 610. For Andy Nyer, I watched him bowl all day Thursday, all day Friday, and Andy had been around the pocket steady, and that's what you need to win tournaments like this. His only problem had been pin carrying. He was leaving a lot of 7 pins, a lot of 10 pins. He stayed right in this match, and if he can stay hot like this, he's going to give Norm Duke all he can handle.
Okay, we have a winner, and it's Andy Nyer, 1 step closer to his first title, and Kreitz is eliminated. We're in Oklahoma, where there are more man-made lakes than any other state. Well, to learn more about the oddities of bowling rules, let's go to Nelson Burton Jr. and his bowling tip of the week.
ABC Sports Bowling Tip of the Week is brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
On today's tip, we're going to look at a couple of bowling oddities that are affected by the rules. In the first scene, I take a nice smooth approach,
but I don't release the bowling ball. I jump over the foul line, and that's a little bit tough on the arm, and hopefully I don't make many shots like that. Have I, A, committed a foul, or B, have I not fouled, or C, have I hurt myself? Well, I didn't hurt myself on that shot, but the American Bowling Congress rules state that a foul is committed when a bowler encroaches the foul line during or after the delivery of the bowling ball. And since I did not release the bowling ball, I can completely start the frame over. Now in the second situation, I leave the 7-10 split on the first shot. I don't like that at all. So I step on the foul line, re-racking the pins. That makes it a little bit easier. Should I, A, bowl my second ball at a full rack? That'd be okay. Or B, should I bowl my second ball at the 7-10 split, a tough shot? Or C, should I run from the angry members of the opposing team? Well, none of these answers are correct. American Bowling Congress rules say that a player intended to benefit by deliberately committing the foul, therefore he receives 0 pinfall for the entire frame. You cannot even roll a second shot. Today's little tip helps you to know your rules better, enjoy the sport more.
At any Choice Hotel, like quality, comfort, clarion, and sleep, seniors can call ahead and get a 30% discount, no matter where they drop by.
Boy, what I won't do to save a buck.
Seniors save 30% by calling 1-800-4CHOICE to reserve a room. Rooms are limited. Call today.
Once you can't stop. Yeah. You grab them. You want them. You crunch them. You crunch them. Once you pop out, bring them.
Strike out to score more.
I just can't seem to find the pocket.
Call 1-800-4ABC-VCR and let Bo Burton's instructional home videos, Score More, help you solve your bowling problems.
Here's what the pros do.
Learn Bo's valuable tips on performance, practice techniques, body conditioning, and equipment selection at Score More. Only $24.98 plus $3 shipping. To order Bo's home video, call 1-800-4ABC-VCR.
Yes, we're at the Choice Hotels International Summer Classic at beautiful Boulevard Bowl in Edmond, Oklahoma. Our match was won by Andy Nyer, 182 to 151. 5 finalists out of a big field of 221, Nelson.
Chris, long tournament, and Dickinson just missed by 1 pin. Brazo, 7th place. Monticelli, the defending player of the year. Tom DeLutz, 9th place. 10th place, Thayer. Abood tied with George Branham III for 11th and 12th. My main man, Curtis Odom, $3,000, 13th. Randy Peterson working on his game. The Intermont, 15th. Billy Young, hometown favorite. David Houston, 17th place. Lizzie and Vito. That Vito is one of the top amateurs or non-professionals in the country. The world's horseshoe pitching champion, Walter Ray Williams, the president, Mark McDowell, Del Ballard Jr., Rick Steelsmith, 23rd. Rounding out the top 24, Bruce Hamilton, 24th place, and that beautiful trophy goes to the winner. Chris, we've had exciting matches so far.
Yes, the trophy being a replica of the End of the Trail bronze by James Earl Fraser, and 221 to 201 was the score of Tom Kreitz's victory, but here he comes back and shoots only 151. Nyer was no world beater with 182, but now he goes against the hottest man on tour, Norm Duke.
A lot of self-confidence in Duke, and a key match for Duke is, as we showed the prize money for the year, Ozio's leading the pack, Weber's on the sidelines for a while, Ballard's up there. Duke has had a great year. This is his 8th championship round with 2 wins, but he's never won a big tournament to jump right up there in the prize money. Today could be the key day to throwing his hat in the voting for Bowler of the Year. So he's got to get by Nyer first. Here comes the first shot, semifinal game.
All right, leaving a 6-pin. Shot that 182. He left a 7-pin in the 9th frame. Hopefully that won't affect him as he goes in now to the semifinal. And yet to come will be the tournament leader, non-winner, Steve Jaros. right. Spare for Nyer of Milton, Pennsylvania. All right, here he is, mighty Norm Duke, 5'6", 133 pounds, 8th telecast, 1991, 4 in a row.
And he knows how to win. He knows how important this tournament is, taking very little time.
Leaving a 10-pin.
Sweet shot for Norm Duke, but the ball finishes a little bit late. But with all the oil on the lane, it's difficult to make that ball really snap back in the pocket. Very competitive condition, very precision accuracy necessary. And Duke's got to be happy with that shot. It's not a strike, but it's an excellent opening shot in the semifinal. Look at that, 11 TV finals in the last 36 tournaments.
And he's had a lot of patience because he won his first title in 1983, the Cleveland Open, then had to wait till 91 to win his second and third titles. Wow.
Six-step delivery. Brett uses all the approach, a high backswing, ideal position. Look at this pivot step. Now watch how he hits that line. He hits the line pretty solid. Here he's staying behind the foul line. There's a little story behind that, Chris. The foul lights have been broken all week long. We have a foul judge, and Duke is worried about the foul line. We'll have to watch for that today.
Okay. He'll take it. The native of Fort Worth, bowling here in a suburb of Oklahoma City, Edmond, Norman Duke.
First great break by anybody in the championship round so far today. Duke throws a wild shot on the left lane and gets rewarded, a strike on a crossover.
Leaving a 7.
Very relaxed shot by Andy Nyer. That first game victory under his belt loosened up his arm swing and threw a just smooth shot down there. Unfortunately, the solid 7. Now, he struggled with this spare yesterday. I noticed he missed a few of them, and he missed the 7-pin in the 9th frame of the last game, although it was not reflected in the win or the loss. But right now, he can't afford to miss something like this against Norm Duke.
Okay, a spare. Tomorrow at 1 Eastern, 12 Central Pacific on ABC Sports, auto racing legend A.J. Foyt joins Kart's Best for the Michigan 500. That'll be live. Then 12 of the world's top drivers take off in identical cars in racing's ultimate test of skill, the International Race of Champions. All tomorrow here on ABC.
Nyer, who has done some tutoring under Earl Anthony, improved his game, is better balanced at the line, and looks very sharp. Ooh, bad break there. That's what happened to him yesterday. He hit around the pocket and couldn't get any good breaks at all. And here he leaves a 9-10 on a fairly light shot. See him coming up the front. He's shooting the ball right in this area, drifting around in here, rolls the ball out through this area, but the ball finishes late, leaves the 9-10. He needs to convert this split to only be trailing by 3 pins. Tough break.
So often done.
Well, that's just a bad break. That long oil on the lane, the ball finishing late, and not quite the pin action he's used to. And Norm Duke would love to jump on that, take advantage of the lucky strike in the 2nd frame that he received, and the open frame by Nyer.
Okay. Norman Duke of Fort Worth, now bowling out of Albuquerque. We asked him about his schedule of his bowling, how he is successful on the tour.
You know, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. After 5 or 6 tournaments, my mind looks like that little fried egg in the frying pan on the commercial. It's terrible. So you have to go home, you have to rest, and if you have the middle game, then you can come out and play your physical game to your best. Otherwise, you're out here, you get burnt, you get tired, you get impatient, and it just doesn't work. You can't win bowling tournaments that way. So I would try to go home and relax a couple of weeks and take advantage of the good ones.
And reflecting on his win 3 weeks ago, and now taking off 2 weeks and then back in contention.
Okay. He's a funny little guy. He's fun to be around. And a lot of spirit.
Fun to be around unless you're his opponent. He can really flat play with that bowling ball.
All right. Tough competitor, Norman Duke. We're in Edmond, Oklahoma, nearby Oklahoma City. They have a great zoo. This one with a lot of talent.
We all like to keep our car looking new. That's why so many people use Armor All Protectant. Armor All cleans and shines the rubber, plastic, and vinyl. And it protects all those surfaces, too. So Armor All makes your car look like new and helps it last longer. And that makes you look pretty smart. Armor All, it keeps you looking good.
I smoke, but on this flight, cigarettes are grounded. My answer? Wrigley Spearmint Gum. That cool, clean taste never lets me down. When I can't smoke, I enjoy pure chewing satisfaction.
No better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Speed Stick. It's what more men reach for, to prepare, to prevent, to protect. Speed Stick.
No better way to face the day. Find it.
Women's gymnastics, track and field, basketball, and diving for gold. Coverage of the Pan Am Games continues live tomorrow on ABC Sports.
Full house watching the finals here at the Boulevard Bowl of the Choice Hotels International Summer Classic. Running a little behind our normal time schedule. In the fourth frame, Andy Nyer left a 3, mark to the spare. Then in the fifth, a strike. But here's the man leading. Spare up, fifth frame. Norman Duke. Leading by 23. Okay, Bo.
Thank you, Chris. Our tournament leader, Steve Jaros. Steve, basically, you've been working with Carmen Salvino. He's working with your game. Has he given you any information or any advice to bowl a one-game match for your first title?
Well, I talked to him last night after I got done bowling, and he said, just do what I've been doing all week. So we're going to try that.
All right, that's steady bowling, Chris, medium speed, and keeping the ball around the pocket. He should be tough in the final. Now back to Duke.
Trying to increase that lead, but instead leaves the 2-8. Norma Duke on the left lane. Here in Oklahoma, there are 43 colleges and universities. Central Oklahoma is right here in Edmond.
The 2-8 Duke wide on this, and this is a decision spare. Should I shoot it down the left side and try to hit it on head on, or hook the ball into the 2-8? Let's see what he opts to do right here. 6th frame. Bad decision.
Bad.
You know,
Hurried too.
Well, Chris, we've said for years and years, if the pins are on the left-hand side and you can't chop them, shoot from the right. And Duke, as good as he is, we've seen some slight chinks in his armor, especially his spare shooting. Duke trying to avoid that foul line. Once again, he had no margin of error shooting down the left side, though. That doesn't really accommodate.
And Nyer jumps on it, doubling. And takes, get this, a 1-10 lead.
Every match today, somebody looks like they have it well in hand, and all of a sudden a big open frame, a double, and it's just a complete turnaround. So Nyer back in the driver's seat. See if he can take advantage of that double, increases lead to 11 pins, 7th frame.
And then?
Well, he had a chance to wrap it up, then he throws the shot wide. Now here's where Nyer's trying to play. He's trying to get the ball in this area and trying to get it to break in this area. So the ball's going to come down here, but he slides by and goes right in through the short of the head pin. Now watch this ball. Now he's left himself a washout. He's in trouble also. He needs to convert this spare to keep the match close.
Beautifully done. Beautifully done. That is talent. Andy Nyer of Milton, Pennsylvania, 25-year-old. We'll return to Edmond following this.
Here I am, a pillar of the community. And I love Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
Brave adults challenge the notion that Frosted Flakes is just a kid's cereal.
In business meetings, I look around and wonder, am I the only one?
Those sweet, crunchy flakes and a splash of cold milk. What could an adult like better for breakfast?
I'm crazy about the taste. Hey, I got nothing to hide.
It's easy to see. Frosted Flakes have the taste adults have grown to love. They're great.
No better way to face the day.
belongs to Speed Stick. It's what more men reach for, to prepare, to prevent, to protect. Speed Stick.
First, toothpaste came in tubes, then in unsqueezable pumps. Now, there's Neat Squeeze from Crest. Squeezes easily like a tube with the control of a pump and a pullback feature that makes brushing a lot less messy and a lot more fun. The new Neat Squeeze from Crest.
It's a Super Bowl rematch. The AFC champion Bills meet the world champion Giants in a preseason special Monday night on ABC Sports.
Okay, here in Oklahoma, Norm Duke, the Texan in Oklahoma. It's been a seesaw battle against Andy Nyer. When we went away, Duke leading by 3 after an open. He had a strike in the 7th. Now he has left the 2-8 on the left lane. Tight match.
Completely missed the 2-8 in the 6th frame. Let's see what he does here in the 8th.
Okay. Good acknowledgement. Now Nyer, after a conversion, is back up in the 8th frame.
This match is up for grabs. 3 frames left. Nyer just trails by 3 pins, and it can change around quickly. As you see the full grip of Andy Nyer playing the outside line, 8th frame.
Two very effective frames for Nyer here in the late stages. Speaking of entertaining and competitive. Today, in addition to harness racing's Hambletonian, the inspiration and triumph of the International Special Olympics. Then, the Hambletonian. And then, of course, we'll have more on Wide World of Sports from the Pan Am Games. This is the 24th and final of 1991 PBT telecast.
Key shot for Nyer.
Oh, adios.
And look at this. Pins fall down, Chris, but once a ball leaves the lane, it can no longer initiate pin action. So these pins will have to be reset. Here's what happens. Nyer coming up, 9th frame key shot, sends it wide, gray board in too wide. Now the ball bounces and hits the 7 pin and knocks over some pins. So once a ball is out of play, either in the channel or if it happens to go in the pit and bounce back out of the lane, very often that you can see that happen. The pins must, and Norm Duke's gonna like it. So all the pins are reset. This is his spare shot. So if he can make the spare, it's as good as 9 on the first ball. If he doesn't, he's in trouble.
And a lot of people here cheering for him. This 25-year-old non-winner. 2 regional titles, and Andy's practically in tears as he sits down, covers his face with a towel. We don't blame him.
Well, that was a key shot. Having the strike up in the 8th frame, it really cost him nothing with that ball in the channel. A little embarrassment, but nothing in the scoreboard. Now, Duke leads by 3, 9th frame.
The 2-time winner this year with an 8-pin.
And boy, he had been hitting this right-hand lane. He comes up when he really, really needs it. And watch the action as you'll see the 2-8-10. The head pin will go to the sideboard, trip out the 4-pin. The 4 takes out the 2, left with the 8-10 split. The only thing Norm Duke can do right here is throw hard at the 10 pin, and hopefully he can bounce one of these pins out. He will be trailing going into the 10th frame.
Pressure is on.
Well, Duke bounced it out, but here's the situation. Duke going at a 182 pace, has a possible 192. Nyer, as Steve Parker, one of the representatives, vice president of Choice Hotels, who's been so accommodating here to us this week, is studying the action and knowing that Norm Duke must throw some strikes here in the 10th frame.
They have as many hotels as there are bowling establishments in America. Imagine 2,500 facilities all over the world. Whew.
That's a bunch. Now, Duke needs to strike to even up the match.
Instead is the 2-8-10.
Right now, Duke in big, big trouble. What he needs to do is, as you can see him playing just down the track between the 2nd and 3rd arrows, ball just a little wide the 2nd. Doesn't come up, 2-8-10. All he can do is throw it to 2-8. Now he's left this combination the last 3 frames in this lane. Throw hard and hope. That's as hard as he can throw. Not to be. Open the door for Andy Nyer. Now Andy just has to keep it on the lane, Chris. He can't afford to another Ballard ball out in the channel and give this match away. Just a good count, and he'll go on to meet Steve Jaros for the title.
2 non-winners, that would be then. Crossing over. And now it's still a tense look on his face, but a little relief can be seen there. Professional Bowlers Tour will return after these messages and a word from our ABC station.
Before you get on the road this summer, call for this coupon book. It's worth over $1,000 at places like Red Lobster, Alamo Rent-A-Car, and theme parks. And it's yours free when you reserve a room at any choice hotel like Quality, Comfort, Clarion, and Sleep. But call today. They're going fast.
Call 1-800-4CHOICE to reserve your room and free coupon book. Supplies are limited.
So, I'm having breakfast with my buddies, and I order Kellogg's Bran Flakes. Right away, Scott says, "Problem, Dad?" Truth is, Kellogg's Bran Flakes taste terrific. It's this nutty, toasted wheat taste, and hey, come on, right, they're Kellogg's, right? So, I lean over to Scott, look him right in the eye, and I say, "Did you know a spoon can be a deadly weapon?" Oh! Say oh, double good Kellogg's Bran Flakes. Toasted taste to you.
This company's innovative program has cut medical costs for its mothers-to-be, and they're having healthier babies. The American Agenda on ABC's World News Tonight with Peter Jennings next week.
In 1957, the future Mrs. Peg Bundy made a decision that would change the face of American television.
Don't you want to grow up to be a good little homemaker?
No. When I grow up, I'm going to marry the first poor guy who makes a pass at me and spend every cent he makes. And I'm never cooking again.
Now, Peg Bundy is married with children. From Bold Choices Throw 3 Comedy.
Coming this fall to WHTF.
Okay, this is a Minolta copier with a new smart system. And this is a typical dumb copier. Now let's say both had a problem. Your Minolta dealer already knows what's wrong before he even gets there, because the copier actually called him by using the smart system. So your Minolta is back on the job before you know it. In conclusion, we're better and smarter than they are. No hard feelings.
On the next Oprah, is a secret from the past destroying your marriage?
Back live in Havana, Cuba, where earlier today, ABC Sports coverage of the Pan American Games began here today. And I want to remind everybody that right after the bowling, we're going to bring you ABC's Wide World of Sports. That will feature the International Special Olympics. We'll also have reports back here in Havana, where earlier today, it was a spirited basketball game between Cuba and the United States. The U.S. men's team holding on 92-88. Now, afterwards, our Cheryl Miller had an opportunity to talk to the winning coach, Gene Cady.
Coach Cady, it seemed like the last 8 minutes of the ball game, you looked like you had the game under control. All of a sudden, you slowed it down a little bit, and you lost control. What happened?
We got a little tentative and didn't attack them like we should have, and got careless with their passes, but finally we got it turned around. I tell you what, they're a really good team, and they really killed us on the boards early. We thought we were going to have an advantage on the boards, but until we started going inside, it was a good game.
With the distraction with the basket being broken, did that affect your team at all?
I don't think so. It's just one of those things where they're an excellent basketball team. They're really quick and they play smart, and they probably understand the international game a little better than we do at this point, where our kids are really playing together well, and that's what pulled us out.
What about the traveling schedule? Has that affected your team at all?
No, I think it's okay. They're pretty tough guys, so they're durable. And the biggest strength of this team so far has been their togetherness and the fact they're pretty versatile and they can play several positions. But travel, I think, helped us because it made us tougher.
Once up by 14, Cubans cut the lead to 2, and the U.S. held on for a 4-point win. So a reminder coming up now on ABC's Wide World of Sports, the International Special Olympics. Updates from here, and the U.S. women's team leads Canada 27-14, and also the Hambletonian. Right now, let's send you back to bowling, and here's Chris Schenkel.
Thank you, Brad. Tom Kreitz defeated Dave Ferraro in our first game, 221-201. Kreitz moved along. He was defeated by Andy Nyer, the non-winner, 182-151. Andy Nyer then met Norm Duke. And Andy defeated the great player and the hottest on the tour, 192-170. Can you believe that professional football is on the scene? Right here on ABC, Monday at 8, Eastern, 7 Central, and 5 Pacific, ABC Sports kicks off its Monday Night Football excitement with a very special preseason matchup. Buffalo Bills against the New York Giants rematch, Super Bowl 25. This is the 24th and last of our telecasts for 1991. We celebrate our 30th birthday starting January 11th, 1992. We had 16 different winners in the past 23 tournaments. We want you to take a look at them. Also, winners, my teammates, capital cities, ABC, Ozio the First. And look at the names on the right. Jack O'Hara, our new executive producer. Carol Letty, John DeLissa, Larry Cam, Bob Lanning, and Bruce Trite. Our directors, producers. Mike Carmen has been at all of them. Manny Cabral, Dennis Mazzocco, Chris Schachter. Ooh, what a help he has been throughout the year, as has been Phil Anist and Les Weiss. Tom Gatewood, our stage manager. David Allen is doing it today. Jack Brandis makes us sound like, hopefully, gangbusters. So does Maury Lang. They're all our great cameramen. I've done many events with them throughout the years. Robert Preventi. Now there is a legend in all of television. Yes, these are our teammates. We've gone through 24 telecasts, and believe me, no finer group in the world, as are the bowlers on the left. They are all winners. Ballard and Benoit, doubles champions. Mark Mandel and Maxine Lewis, Frank Esposito, all 30 years along with me on the telecasts. And our help from the PBA members, and of course to Kevin Shippey, Bobby Dinkins, and David Ord, as the Wichita Open was won by Chris Warren. Now, who will win the Choice Hotels event? It'll be a first victory for either Steve Jaros, Bo, or Andy Nyer.
Well, Chris, 186 average so far in the telecast, the toughest by far all year long, and neither one of these players have been in a title match. Let's see what happens.
Okay. Oh, and look at the steps. The pace is picked up in Andy Nyer's walk. Why not?
4 300 games, and 2 of them were rolled by these players, Steve Jaros and Andy Nyer. Andy Nyer averaged 217 on the championship pair, and Jerus 232. So Jerus, the tournament leader, has to be the favorite.
A pair of 25-year-old professionals. Steve Jaros of Bolingbrook, Illinois.
Very disciplined game. A short push away, 4-step delivery. A powerful young man at 6 feet, 175 pounds. It's the line solid, and that's what his coach Salvino has really stressed. Be on balance at the foul line, and that's one of the best things you can do.
Prestige's highest finish ever was 10th right here, Boulevard Bowl, where he won his biggest check of $8,500 in the 1989 U.S. Open.
Well, it's great to have a tremendous champion. To see Joe Antonora on your left and Bill Blue, the CEO of the Bowling Proprietors Association of America, on hand enjoying this championship round today. And going back to Steve Jaros, having a great coach like a Hall of Famer Carmen Salvino is invaluable, has really shortcuts his way to the top.
So he'll have to try to mark with another spare on the left lane, leaving the 10 pin.
Well, he was never really fronted in this tournament of 56 games. He got through the qualifying, as you see the 10 pin on the right-hand part of the screen, and was just steady in the 24 games of finals. He never really bowled any bad games, and he just eased away from the field with filling frames.
All right, now, Andy Nyer, only southpaw in this field at 5. Open with a strike, shooting in the second frame. This is a championship game. The 2 non-winners are bowling for $58,000 total.
Two good shots by Andy to start the championship game. A strike in the first frame as he hit light and ripped the rack. A little extra power. As you see him out here around the first arrow, he'll slide in this area, starting in this area. Watch his ball track, swing through there, and the ball drifts slightly high, leaving the 6 pin. Good shot by Nyer in the second frame, an easy spare. Well, Chris, as we come upon the end of the 24th telecast here in 1991, starting our 30th season next year, these are the type of players we're going to be seeing. New names, new faces. Jerus will be back, Nyer will be back, and of course, Norm Duke, who looks like he can just about do it all right now.
Mm-hmm. Another 7-pin. Bo, as we ran down the previous winners in our 23 telecasts and all of our cherished colleagues, there's some more behind-the-scenes people that help us a lot. Gail Louderback and Pat Robinson, Chris Pfeiffer as well.
Do a great job. Takes a full team effort to bring championship bowling to your home.
This is that final match, and imagine, for Steve Jaros, it's his very first time ever in his career on TV. He has 9 regional titles, however, Midwest Regional.
Midwest region encompasses Chicago, St. Louis, as you see his wife and mother looking on, interested, hoping that their son and husband can win the tournament.
There's a lot of emotion riding on it because his dad died of cancer last October at age 44. We asked Steve about what he's done to be successful for this tournament.
Well, I bowled full-time on tour for 3 years. After that, I went home and opened up a pro shop. I've had the opportunity to work a lot harder on my game and learn a lot more about it. I've also had the opportunity to work out a little bit with Carmen Salvino. A lot of what we've worked on came into play this week, and it's helped keep me calm, and hopefully it'll get me through today.
All right.
Looks good for the first 3 frames. Even match.
Just hoping for that double, but
do that.
Well, you can see with a demanding lane condition, what really, for the people at home, creates a demanding lane condition is equal oil, gutter to gutter, and way down the lane. When we have a high-scoring lane condition, we have a disproportionate amount of oil in the center of the lane. That gives the player a little more room and higher scores.
Steve takes very little time, and today his first telecast wearing a wireless microphone. Made of the right stuff, isn't he? Okay, we'll be back.
They ate the same lunch, got the same heartburn, but his antacid is very different. His Tums has calcium. Most antacids don't. Regular Rolaids uses an aluminum salt. This uses aluminum and magnesium. So does this. Of all these, only Tums helps wipe out heartburn and gives you calcium you need every day.
Something my body needs anyway. I like that.
Calcium-rich Tums. That's the one you want. First, toothpaste came in tubes, then in unsqueezable pumps. Now, there's Neat Squeeze from Crest. Squeezes easily like a tube with the control of a pump and a pullback feature that makes brushing a lot less messy and a lot more fun. The new Neat Squeeze from Crest.
No better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Speed Stick. It's what more men reach for, to prepare, to prevent, to protect. Speed Stick.
No better way to face the day.
Here at Boulevard Bowl, while we were away running behind our time schedule, he left the 7-pin marked with a spare. Now he's got the 3-7, Bo.
Right, difficult split. Needs to get the ball to the right of the 3-pin, drive it into the 7. No cigar. And open frames have been the key to all the matches. Nobody has really taken the bull by the horn. Very demanding condition. Once again, we've seen it. Nobody's been able to string many strikes together, as the TV average has only been 186, so it behooves you to fill the frames. That's what our tournament leader, Steve Jaros, has done for 6 days, and he's continued here so far in the championship match. He leads by 14 pins.
Hook. Oh, what a break for the tournament leader, knocking out the 7 at the last moment.
Going into this match, and 65 shots rolled at the pocket, there's only been 30 balls that hit the pocket. The full grip of Steve Jerus, just the fingers down to the first knuckle, cross lane for the 10.
Okay. Bo, on this date in 1492, Christopher Columbus set sail for what now is America. We have 2 non-winners. Boy, they're setting sail for what could be the stepping stone in their career.
That's for sure. As a lot of the players are going down to the Pan Am games, some of the top professional amateur bowlers, Chris, down to compete in the Pan Am games, as you see wife Steve Jaros looking on. Hopefully, he will bring home the victory.
Come on.
Wendy is a lot more grim than her husband, Steve. Tough for someone to just sit there and root.
Yep. Well, for Andy Nyer, he's throwing the ball pretty well. He's been around the pocket the first 4 out of 5 frames. Needs to put some strikes together and take this championship. I don't think Jerus is going to hand it to him.
Oh.
It's a little high. The 3-pin takes out the 6-10. He gets his second strike in the championship match, and he can close the lead of Jerus's down to just 3 pins with a strike in the 7th.
So, with that strike in the 6th, looking for a double, shooting in the 7th, can cut the lead to 3 pins. So, it's a tight one for these 2 non-winners. More of this final match when we return to Edmond, Oklahoma.
You know, people say to me, Sonny, you're rich, handsome, and talented, and I say, au contraire, I'm not rich. That's why I got the new coupon book available from any choice hotel like Econo Lodge, Roadway, and Friendship. It could save you over $1,000 at places like Pizza Hut, Alamo Rent-A-Car, and theme parks. Call now, because they've got yours, babe.
Call 1-800-4CHOICE to reserve your room and free coupon book. Supplies are limited.
Most guys would tell you they don't really think about their hair. Right. Personally, I think most guys want their hair to look good, as long as it's not a hassle. That's where Pert Plus comes in. It's a unique shampoo and conditioner in one. So, you get clean, more manageable hair than with plain shampoo, but without any extra work. That's Pert Plus. Hey, I admit it, I think about my hair. But it's not all I think about.
Wash and go with Pert Plus. Also in dandruff control.
Our tournament, Steve Jaros, while we were away, with a strike in the 7th frame, shooting in the 8th. We look at his shot.
Could have taken a 23-pin lead, drifts high, leaves a 3-6-10. Once again, match gets very tight near the end of the game. With a conversion here, he'd lead by 10 through 8 frames.
All right.
Well, nobody's gone out and taken a match yet, Chris. Somebody's always given it back to somebody. So Andy Nyer has that opportunity to go after it and take it. Right now, he trails by 10. He could make it an even match through 8 frames.
Wide World next. Ooh. Desire. All even, Bo.
Well, we've been on for 23 weeks, 3 games and 8 frames, and we might go into overtime right here if these 2 players tie.
There's my friend, past chief of the Sac and Fox tribe, son of the legendary Jim Thorpe, Jack Thorpe. 67 tribes right here in Oklahoma.
Jim Thorpe said to be the greatest athlete of all times. Now, 9th frame, championship match, all even.
Disappointed with that 7.
Boy, when you see a player throw the ball and start running it out, he knows he's throwing it as well as he possibly can. He would have taken a 10-pin lead. With this spare, he will trail by 1. Grits those teeth. Says, boy, I threw that good. The pins didn't get the message. Now for Steve Jaros, he leads by 1 pin, 9th frame. Neither one of these players have ever won a national championship.
Getting that foundation strike, Steve Jaros, whose best finish this year was 42nd in the PBA National Championship.
Jerus, a key wall shot strike in the 9th frame. He's playing a little bit different line than the other right-handers to the pocket. They were playing between the 2nd and 3rd arrows. Jerus has opted for the outside line, and he can take it all right now. If he can strike 2 balls in the 10th frame, he would be the winner. If not, Andy Nyer can get up and win it with some strikes.
All right, come on.
All right, the best Steve Jaros can do is 205. Make the 10th pin, throw a strike. That would force Andy Nyer to throw 2 strikes in the 10th frame. Nyer is going to determine his own destiny.
All right.
Talks to himself in very short phrases.
Well, Chris, he's done what you have to do in a tough round. Look at the scoreboard. He has filled every frame, a frame of potential 205, and that's putting him in a good position to win the tournament. It's going to be very tough for Andy Nyer to throw 2 strikes to win his first title.
Three, 6, 10.
That count, very important.
Ooh.
Now Nyer does not need 2 strikes. Andy Nyer needs 19 pins in the 10th frame to win. 18's a tie. Can't win, Chris. Steve Jaros is going to win the tournament. Even if Nyer makes the split, the 3, 6, 7, he would finish with 201. As you see the ball sliding by, Nyer sends it too wide. 3, 6, 7, winner Steve Jaros in his first championship round.
And the only consolation for Andy Nyer, also a non-winner, is $20,000. So you see Mom Jerus and Wendy, Steve's wife, 5th, $38,000, a week's all-paid vacation for in Plaza. We'll be back, Oklahoma, after this.
What's that?
Kellogg's 19.
It's a breakfast of 19 vitamins, minerals, and other essential nutrients. Have some.
Make me. With its thick, toasted multigrain flakes, hearty Kellogg's 19 has a surprisingly good taste. And the best part is,
Kellogg 19.
no one knows it. Kellogg's 19. Really great taste in disguise.
Steve Jaros in his first championship round appearance, 202, defeating left-handed Andy Nyer. Well, it went down to the very last ball as Steve Jaros, who has spent a lot of time with Carmen Salvino, getting some coaching, coming back. Steve only bowled 7 tournaments last year, 4 this year, and he's just a proud winner of the Choice Hotels International Tournament down there with him. Chris Schenkel. Chris, you have a great champion with you, his first title.
I think we'll get a big smile from Wendy. Steve, congratulations.
Thank you. This is a dream come true. This is something that I've been working for a long time, and it's going to take a little while to sink in. I'd like to thank Choice Hotels for sponsoring the tournament, and I'd also like to thank Richard Altman and Boulevard Bowl. They do a great job every year. Everybody looks forward to coming back. I'll definitely be back here next year.
Remember, this is Steve's very first national telecast. He has done what practically no other professional has done. You've done the introductions for me, my friend. Is he sharp? Okay. Cindy Bull is down here holding the end of the trail by James Earl Fraser replica. Cindy, Director of Public Relations for Choice Hotels. And Mr. Chairman, you've made a wonderful pick because I know Steve Bull, her father. Robert Hazard Jr. is Chairman and CEO of Choice Hotels International. And here, of course, is Richard Altman, the proprietor in all of the U.S. of A. His conditions at times are tough.
Well, when the scores are kind of low, it means you have to make better shots. And I like bowling tournaments like that because then you really have to have a real good mental game, and that's what it's all about.
All right, Mr. Chairman, Robert Hazard Jr., please come in and talk to this young man.
Steve, on behalf of our 2,700 owners of Quality Inns and Comfort Inns, Clarion Hotels and Resorts, Sleep Inns, Friendship Inns, Econo Lodges, and Roadway, You're a great winner.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Robert, what about the Clarion Plaza?
We also have for you, Steve, for you and your wife, we have a week at the Clarion Hotel in Orlando, Florida. So we want you to go down and join the mouse.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now here's Richard Altman.
38,000. Steve, congratulations. We're proud to have you as our champion, and here's 38,000 for you.
Carmen Salvino, I know, is very happy back in Chicago.
Yes, I'd like to say thank you, especially to Carmen. I'm sure he's going to get a phone call from me real quick, but we did it.
Okay, we congratulate you, Wendy and Steve, and thank you, Choice Hotels. For Nelson Burton and all of our ABC crew, see you January 11th, right here on ABC. Goodbye, and thank you.
The Pro Bowlers Tour has been brought to you by Pert Plus. Shampoo plus conditioner in one bottle. One step to great-looking hair. And by Choice Hotels International.